I think we're good to go, aren't we?
Howard,
Go ahead, Bill.
okay,
Howard, you're muted.
Now I'm good to go.
okay, you're good to go. Okay, sorry for the delay, just had to, get everything set up. Today is Thursday, 10/8, my clock's in the thing. Is it 10/8?
October 8th, and
October 8th,
board meeting is starting. We're gonna call to order by the presiding officer.
okay,
And roll call of the board of directors.
Stuart Siegel present.
Andrew here.
Howard Bencher.
Rich Marlowe.
Lorraine Titleson.
Bill Vanchery.
Okay.
Patrick O'Connor is not here.
Okay, we have a quorum. There was proof of notice, email posted on bulletin boards and lobby communication monitors. We're now gonna go into reading or waiving and approval of any previous minutes.
Do we have a motion?
I second it.
Reading.
Does someone want to make a motion to
I
waive
make
the
a motion
reading?
to
Waive the
waive,
reading,
I second it.
okay?
okay. We'll start,
Bill,
right-
Bill, there's some people still in the waiting room. Can you just let them in?
I'll do
Okay.
it. You can go ahead and I'll stay.
okay. We'll start with the COVID-19. As everyone's got their mass email about someone in the building has contracted COVID-19. They've been instructed, this is the person is to abide by the CDS guidelines, including self-isolation. Any associate who has close contact with him has been notified and given appropriate items to protect privacy, and we are not permitted to share the name of the individual that's impacted. And again, the health and safety of our associates continue to be top priority. At the workplace, we are following the appropriate CDC guidelines for cleaning and disinfecting these circumstances. We can help to minimize the spread of COVID-19 by following the CDC guidelines for hygiene and social distancing. This includes stay at home when you're sick. Avoid contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw your tissue in the trash. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces using a regular household cleaning spray or wipe. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds using sanitizer or at least 60% alcohol when soap is not available. Stay 6 feet away from others. Avoid gathering in groups. Wear cloth face masks, face coverings in public. And again, for more information, please follow the CDC.com. Again, this is a very important issue. And again, we cannot share who the person is, but in our common areas, we need to continue, and which is still in effect, to wear a mask wherever you're at. And I know we have phase 3 in effect, which opens up the card room, the gym, more than what we had in phase 2. So please make sure when we use those areas that, we're social distancing. And Stuart, I don't think, with this going on in the building, can we stay with the phase 3 in our
I
building?
think as long as we don't see it spread from the one person, we watch it very cautiously. We're doing a deep cleaning. But if we see it spread, then we'll have to do a little bit of a rollback.
Yeah.
By the way, even though the state made it non-mandatory about masks, the county still has a mandatory mask rule, and it is subject to a $1,000 fine by the county of Broward. So we will continue to enforce our rules.
And again, for the resident does have COVID-19, we'd like to send our sincere and hope you get better. And, that we don't wish this on anybody.
Right.
Okay, service elevator up. Will anybody else on the board have anything about the COVID-19?
No.
Okay. Service elevator update. Andrew,
Yeah.
since you were there with the technicians and the inspectors, would you like to give us a little update?
Okay. Well, my only contribution from when I was with the inspector is that this Superflex cable wasn't installed to his liking or mine, and some rollers down in the bottom of the pit need to be adjusted and the cable lowered slightly so it doesn't pull hard on them. Do you want me to address the weight issue?
Yes, that too.
Okay, then that was determined really by just rolling in or out weights. It was pretty much a hit and miss. It wasn't scientific at all. And this children's story we got from the cab people about the weight of the installed new interior just doesn't make sense. He's showing 1,348 pounds. Somewhere in there, they took out all the old interior fittings.
Which was wood.
Well, I don't care if it was steel plate, wood, or styrofoam. It didn't weigh 348 pounds to account for a 1,000-pound difference.
Mhm.
That was 3/4-inch plywood. That stuff's pretty darn heavy. So they've got to make their math work.
Which we've asked them to do.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
we did come down on the estimate. I think it was roughly about 4,000 on the previous quote. Now it's at $3,328.73. And again, this is from the inspector that gave us that violation, right?
Yeah, the inspector did that, but he didn't even add up some numbers. He just winged it by having the technician down in the ground floor roll weights in 1,000-pound increments.
Okay.
He didn't take the time to bother taking half the weights out of a box. I'd like to see some proof of what really needs to be done. I don't doubt it needs weights added or subtracted, because every time you change the floor surface, they
Right.
have to do a calibration of weight.
Right.
But they're making it up. Finished cut steel in my world, sold to Joe Smith off the street, goes for $2 a pound.
Well, Andrew, I forwarded to you the specs from the cab company as to what the weights of the new
That's
cab
what I'm
is.
looking at. I've got that.
Yeah.
here.
I just
So,
don't know, what the
grand
weight of
total
the
there
old one
was-
was.
1348.
Yeah.
wouldn't our annual elevator inspection we get inspected by the county, right? Broward County?
Correct.
For elevators?
Yeah, it's somebody out of Fort Lauderdale. The same office
So-
as the man
So
here.
wouldn't our annual inspections, don't they check whether or not the car is in balance or out of balance? And
Don't
if,
know.
if we don't know, we should contact the inspection office?
Mr. Marlowe, we are actually waiting for a date from the city to be inspected. Normally when you're on a repair and replacement project or before, they would not require you to do the inspection from the city because you're in the middle of a project. But they have us to complete that inspection, so we're waiting on a date from the city because we don't pay an extra independent contractor if we wait for a date from the city.
I understand that. So that's not my question though. My question is, every year we have an elevator inspection.
Yes, they would tell.
We didn't have one this year because we didn't need one, because we were doing a new elevator and the permits were pulled in time, et cetera. So we did what was required under the law. But last year and the year before and the year before that, and no changes have been made to that elevator in probably 20 or 30 years.
And they do a load test every year.
So do they
The load test.
do they check to see if the car is in balance or out of balance every year? That's what I want to know from Broward County. If they do, and they say that they do that, what the cab company, the elevator cab company is telling us, doesn't hold water. And it's
I
as
certainly
simple as
agree
that.
with that. I don't believe this piece of paper I got from the cab company at all. We had a similar story in the garage elevator. I think Fonny remembers that because we changed the thickness of the tiles on the floor.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That involved another test from the county. I
right.
don't know that there was any weight added or subtracted.
Can I add something to
So
that?
we don't know what they do in the annual inspection. What I'm proposing is we find out whether or not they check if the car is in balance or out of balance each year. And if they do, if they say that they do check that, then what the elevator cab company doesn't hold water. They have to fix it for free.
Except last year, we didn't have to do the inspection because we were doing the repair and replacement.
Okay, the year before, the
The
year before that, the year before that.
The year before that, we
Richard.
did an inspection and where the elevator company was required to do repairs. So yes, I can check for you for the city inspector.
Thank you.
Richard, you're talking two different things, so you have to clarify, because you keep saying elevator cab company. There's a cab company who built the cab, and then there's Connections who built the elevator.
Right.
The facility provided us with a new cab, and they've now given us the weight of the new cab. What we need to know is what was the weight of the old one that threw this out of balance?
Needing 1,000 pounds.
Right. We need
Right,
to know what the old elevator cab weighed so we can see whether there was a 1,000 pound difference. But don't forget, we also redid the shell. So the shell may have been used, they may have used a different material to do the outside shell of the cab.
Can I say something now?
Right, but if we know what was installed, right?
Yeah, I've got a list of that here, Rich.
Okay. I don't know where,
Oh, can I say
I don't
something?
know where we would. Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off. I've been waiting patiently. Okay, I follow everything that you're saying. And my concern though is we need that elevator as soon as possible. There are people who are waiting and it's costing them money because they can't move and all of these issues. Why don't we bite the bullet, have it done, and then go after whoever has to pay for it?
I agree with you on that. I mean, I'm waiting to move in. I haven't moved in yet.
Right?
So I think,
Some assurances.
I'm not against that, but I think in order to do that, we have to notify them that we are going to pay them, but we're doing it under protest or whatever it is that we have to send them to let them know that we may challenge this in the future. But in good faith, we are going to pay you at this point. We need to go on record and say that.
With that.
Otherwise,
We agree with it.
just paying them is going to be construed as us agreeing to,
Okay.
the fact that they're right.
Okay, but for $3,000 and something, we need to move ahead.
And
We need to make sure that this doesn't happen 3 more times.
Right.
I've asked that question now. I asked the questions for the weight of our future cabs that are coming, the service cabs. I asked what the future weight is, and I asked what the current weight is so we can see. Because I don't want to get blindsided on this.
yeah, because I told Bonnie that we need to get a meeting with Connections and the
Ellen,
cab company.
it's the closet company.
Huh?
I think we all agree on that.
Yeah. Okay,
Let's
So-
do it.
All right.
I make a
so-
motion to
Did we already go through these updates? We're still up here. It was just a
service,
discussion.
We're on
yes, oh, okay. So did they?
We're gonna go to
Will,
self-service.
is there anybody waiting to get into the meeting? I got a text message.
One person, 1 second. They've been entered. One person.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Wait, do we need a motion and a
No,
vote?
We need